In the last episode, we delved into the power of decision-making, exploring how our choices shape our lives. We discovered how every day, we are confronted with a multitude of decisions, from the mundane, like what to wear or what to eat, to the more profound choices that can alter the course of our lives. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? We also touched on how these choices, big or small, can trigger a chain of events, a ripple effect, if you will. Each decision sets off a series of reactions that extend far beyond the moment of choice. And that's where we find ourselves today, ready to explore this ripple effect in depth. In today's episode, we're focusing on the consequences of our choices. We all know that every action has a reaction, right? But what happens when the ripples of our choices reach the shores of our lives? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We'll explore the immediate and long-term repercussions of our decisions. We'll delve into the psychology of consequence, examining why we make the choices we do and how we deal with the aftermath. And since our choices don't exist in a vacuum, we'll also take a look at the broader societal and cultural implications of individual choices. Hold on tight, because we're also going to share a viewer-submitted story about dealing with the consequences of a choice they made. Real-life experiences always provide invaluable insights, don't they? So, prepare to dive deeper into the ocean of choices and see how the ripples affect your life. Let's embark on this journey together, navigating the currents of decision-making and the waves of consequences. Are you ready? Because the journey starts now. Every choice we make has immediate and long-term effects. Some are obvious, others unfold over time. Let's delve into this concept, starting with something simple: choosing what to eat. If you opt for a greasy fast food meal over a salad, the short-term consequence might be a satisfying taste and quick satiation. But what about the long-term effect? That's where things get a little more complicated. Consistently choosing unhealthy foods can lead to weight gain, high cholesterol, and other health issues over time. The same goes for exercise. Deciding to skip a workout for one day might give you short-term comfort, a bit more free time, but repeatedly making this choice can lead to long-term consequences like decreased fitness level, potential weight gain, and a higher risk of health problems. Interestingly, short-term and long-term consequences often oppose each other. The decision that brings immediate pleasure may not be beneficial in the long run. Conversely, the choice that might seem challenging or uncomfortable now could have a positive impact on our future. Think about studying for an exam versus watching your favorite TV show. Your immediate desire might be to relax and enjoy the show, a choice with a short-term gain of entertainment and relaxation. However, the long-term consequence of not studying might be a poor exam grade, which could impact your final course grade and potentially your future career prospects. The key takeaway here is that our choices matter, even the seemingly insignificant ones. They all have consequences, whether immediate or delayed, visible or hidden. It's crucial to consider not just the immediate effect of your decisions but also how they might shape your future. However, human nature often leans towards instant gratification. We're wired to seek immediate rewards and avoid immediate discomfort. This tendency can sometimes cloud our judgment, making us overlook the long-term consequences of our actions. That's why it's essential to practice foresight when making decisions. Ask yourself, how will this choice affect me in a day, a month, a year? If the long-term consequences outweigh the short-term gains, it might be worth reconsidering your decision. Of course, nobody can predict the future with absolute certainty. But by considering both the short-term and long-term consequences of our choices, we can make more informed decisions that align with our long-term goals and values. Life is a series of choices, and each choice sets off a ripple effect. Some ripples are small, while others can become tidal waves. We may not always make the right choice, but understanding the potential consequences can guide us towards decisions that lead to a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. As we see, every choice, even the seemingly insignificant ones, can create significant ripples in our lives. Our minds play a crucial role in how we perceive and cope with the consequences of our choices. So let's dive into the fascinating world of psychology to understand this better. You see, every choice we make triggers a ripple effect of consequences, and how we perceive these outcomes is largely influenced by our psychological makeup. Renowned psychologist Jordan Peterson provides some insightful perspectives on this. He suggests that our individual differences in personality traits significantly shape our attitudes towards consequences. For instance, people with high levels of conscientiousness tend to weigh the possible outcomes of their actions more carefully. They are more likely to consider the long-term consequences rather than just the immediate results. On the other hand, those with a higher degree of openness may be more willing to take risks, embracing the unknown consequences as part of the adventure of life. Another intriguing psychological factor is our tolerance for risk. Some of us are more comfortable taking chances, willing to face the potential negative consequences head-on. Others are more risk-averse, preferring safer choices with predictable outcomes. Our risk tolerance can significantly influence the decisions we make, from career choices to personal relationships. Cognitive dissonance is another concept that plays a significant role in how we deal with consequences. It's a psychological term that refers to the discomfort we feel when our actions don't align with our beliefs or values. For example, if you value health but indulge in unhealthy eating habits, you might experience cognitive dissonance. This discomfort can lead us to change our behavior or justify our choices to reduce this tension. Regret is another powerful emotion tied to the consequences of our choices. It's a feeling of sorrow or remorse for a decision we've made. Regret can serve as a valuable learning tool, helping us to avoid making the same mistakes in the future. However, dwelling on regret can also inhibit us from making bold choices, fearing the potential negative outcomes. Understanding these psychological factors can provide us with valuable insights into our decision-making processes. By recognizing our tendencies, whether it's our risk tolerance, our susceptibility to cognitive dissonance, or our propensity for regret, we can better navigate the consequences of our choices. But what if we could harness these psychological insights to make better decisions? Imagine if we could anticipate our emotional reactions to consequences and use this knowledge to guide our choices. We could potentially avoid unnecessary regret, reduce cognitive dissonance, and make decisions that align more closely with our long-term goals and values. Understanding our psychological responses can empower us to make better choices and navigate the consequences more effectively. Our choices don't just affect us, they also have an impact on our society and culture. When we think about the decisions we make, we often consider only the immediate or personal consequences. However, our choices also ripple outward, influencing not only our own lives, but also the world around us. Let's take voting as an example. When you cast your ballot, you're not just expressing a personal preference. Your vote contributes to the collective decision that shapes the future direction of your community, your country, even the world. Whether it's local policy or national leadership, your choice has a societal impact that extends far beyond your personal sphere. Or consider the choice to recycle. On its own, one person choosing to recycle a plastic bottle may not seem significant, but when millions of people make the same choice, the cumulative effect can be profound. Our collective choices can reduce waste, conserve resources, and contribute to a healthier planet. But it's not just about big global issues. Our choices shape our culture in subtle ways too. The music we listen to, the books we read, the films we watch, these choices contribute to the cultural landscape. They influence what's popular, what's considered mainstream. They even shape the conversations we have and the ideas we share. Our choices also shape societal norms and values. When we choose kindness over cruelty, honesty over deceit, or inclusion over exclusion, we contribute to a society that values these principles. Conversely, when we choose indifference, dishonesty, or discrimination, we perpetuate a society that tolerates these behaviors. In essence, our individual choices are like threads woven into the fabric of society and culture. Each thread may seem insignificant on its own, but together, they create a tapestry that represents who we are as a society. So remember, our choices matter not just to us but to others too. They influence our shared experiences, our collective values, and our communal future. Our choices can and do shape the world around us. Now, let's hear a real-life story from one of our viewers about dealing with the consequences of a choice they made. Today, we delve into the story of Sam. Sam was a college student who, like many of us, was faced with a myriad of choices every day. One day, he made a seemingly insignificant choice that had a ripple effect on his life. He chose to skip one of his major classes to catch a movie with friends. This choice seemed harmless at the time. After all, what's one missed class in a sea of lectures? But as the ripple effect would have it, that was the day his professor announced an important project. Missing that class meant Sam was unaware of the project and subsequently received a failing grade. This failing grade affected his overall performance, leading to a drop in his GPA. This drop in GPA meant he lost his scholarship. Losing his scholarship meant he had to take up a part-time job to support his education. This part-time job ate into his study time, causing his grades to plummet further. You see, it wasn't just about missing a class. It was about the domino effect that one choice had on Sam's life. It affected his academic standing, his financial situation, and his overall well-being. But here's the silver lining. Sam learned a valuable lesson from this experience. He learned that every choice, no matter how small, can have significant consequences. He learned to evaluate his decisions more carefully and consider their potential impact. He learned that the power of choice is a responsibility that should not be taken lightly. Sam's story serves as a powerful reminder for us all. It illustrates the ripple effect of our choices and the far-reaching consequences they can have. It's a testament to the fact that our choices, big or small, shape our lives in ways we might not even realize. Thank you for sharing your story, Sam. It's a reminder that we all navigate the ripple effects of our choices. And that brings us to the end of this episode on the ripple effects of our choices. We've journeyed through the immediate and long-term repercussions of our decisions, diving into the psychology behind how we handle the aftermath. We've also ventured into the broader societal and cultural implications of individual choices, with a special highlight on a viewer's personal story of dealing with consequences. The power of choice is indeed immense, with each decision we make sending out ripples, affecting not only our lives but also the world around us in ways we often do not realize. Next up in our Power of Choice series, we'll delve into how cultural and societal influences shape our decisions. We'll unravel the threads of tradition, norms, and societal pressure and how they intertwine with our individual choices. Remember, every choice creates a ripple. Be sure to tune in next time as we explore how culture and society influence our decisions. Until then, choose wisely.